Yo, shirts and skins and we back again. The best coverage in college sports, we come to win. With Brandon, Mark, and Matt, no one go hard as that. Share it with your folks and they'll learn where it all be at. It's just three of the guys, childhood friends that be setting the vibe with a few hot takes, jokes, and predictions. Love the Boise State, we now welcome you to listen. Shirts and skins, let's go.
I got a question for you guys.
What's that?
Have you been sharing this with your folks? Because that's what we say
supposed
to do.
to. Yeah, you're
supposed to.
Listen to our guy. What's his name again? Who did that?
I don't know.
I forgot.
Remember.
It's been too long.
Been too long.
Yeah.
Hey, we're back. Shirts and Skins podcast. We took a little bit of a break over the holidays.
Yep.
But we're back to it.
Yeah. A couple weeks. 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Very formal.
Happy New Year.
Invitation to listen to our podcast is what the opening says.
Yeah.
We welcome you to listen.
We welcome you.
It's like
We're all welcome.
very formal.
You are all welcome.
Everybody's welcome.
Everybody. We don't discriminate. We don't. It's a judgment-free zone.
Mm.
We have swag.
Because we can't see you. Oh, Mark's got
swag.
That's made by...
Second.
Tell us about your shirt, Mark.
Well, just real quickly, but that's made by the one and only Audrey Moss,
Your
my daughter.
How old's your daughter?
12.
I don't think my 13-year-old could go on to a website on his own.
She did all herself, man. She found this website, and so she's been making
Did
fun
you pay
designs. Well, it was for Christmas, for my Christmas
gotcha,
present.
gotcha.
She made it without me knowing.
But yeah, Mark.
So
paid
she
for
ripped
it.
our logo from somewhere. She's pretty good
Where?
with computer.
Maybe Twitter.
I have no idea.
Probably Twitter.
Probably Twitter.
Or
Dude,
you
if
She
your
doesn't have
daughter-
Twitter.
from
If your
YouTube.
daughter's
Twitter?
getting on your
She doesn't
Twitter
have
profile,
access to-
Okay, probably
I have no idea how
YouTube.
she got it, but she
YouTube.
made it. It's
Ah,
good for her.
YouTube.
It's
There you
cool.
go.
So I told her to support it.
Anything on the back?
Yeah. There's some, I don't know, part of like our intro music is on
Yeah,
the back.
there we go.
Look at this.
3 lifelong friends, Boise State, football talk, hilarious memories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
that,
Hey,
that sums it
She
up.
did that all herself. So anyways,
Audrey.
proud of her.
Good for
Proud
her.
of Yeah.
Well, boys, we got some news to talk about. Some exciting stuff coming through lately.
Awesome stuff. Literally, as the intro music was going, we got another verbal, another commitment right here.
Who is it?
Tavion Woodard, defensive end, Ball State.
Were you? That
He
sounds
was-
like that Key and Peele.
He came from, I think he came with that
Tavion.
coach we just hired. Basically, he played for that coach that we
You
just hired
know,
from Ball State.
A number of the guys that just put in the portal for BSU were portal transfers in.
Say that again?
You know, a number of the guys that left Boise State on the portal or
Okay.
that put themselves were portal transfers in.
I know
They
that
weren't.
That Kevon Wright guy, he's signing with a junior college.
Yeah.
And so is that McCady guy. 2 junior college guys going out. McAllister out. We know that.
Oh,
Taylor
that's
Green
true,
out.
yeah.
The other guys, I think, were walk-ons. I'm not sure how many more were scholarship guys. Anyways,
But
but,
the big
that's
one-
not the big news.
How big is this big one?
Huge.
How excited?
Brandon's confused. He's been watching the basketball team.
No, I'm
Doesn't know
not.
what we're talking about.
I just want to know. So I want to know a little bit more about him. I only know that he's 5-star.
Okay, I've got some stuff on him.
Okay.
So-
And I'm hesitant to
Get that pumped.
go.
You're hesitant.
I'm hesitant to buy into a 5-star based on the star
It's
a
never
couple years
happened
ago.
Okay.
before.
That's true.
It's never happened.
We've had some 4-star
Right?
guys. How have they done? Have they been the best players ever?
Okay. What was Dylan Sumner Garner? Wasn't he,
was
like
fu-
the
high
He was 4-star.
High
High
four.
Yeah, yeah.
4-star.
Who
Who
else was
else?
4-star? Gatlin Blair.
Brett Rippin.
Wow.
Was Brett Rippin 4-star
yeah.
really?
I
Oh,
think
so he was good.
Bachmeyer was a 4-star.
Mm. Transferred out.
There was a couple running backs. I think some places had Holani as a 4-star. Shakir was a 4-star in some places.
Shakir.
Nick
Shakir.
Patty.
So we've had some good Nick.
Patty was
No,
probably a
he
4-star,
was-
wasn't he?
He was
Patty.
high, but I mean,
People love
were
Nick
excited.
Patty, dude.
People
I
love
still
Nick
remember
Patty.
He went to
like-
like Elite 11 camp, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. He like won a regional Elite 11 camp, and so like the hype for Nick Patty was huge here. I remember
Didn't
that.
work out.
Huge.
Did not work out.
Did he end up
let's-
starting ever
I think
at
no,
UCF?
No. Oh, he ended up playing receiver somewhere. He never.
Oh, get out of
he
here.
never ended
oh,
up
that's
being
too
a-
bad.
All right, Malachi Nelson, 5-star recruit. Not the first guy to do this, but received scholarship offers when he was an 8th grader.
Okay,
That's not
Keep
common,
going.
but yeah.
keep going.
So he originally committed to Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley followed him to.
Where is this guy from?
He is
SoCal.
from Los Alamitos High School.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
that's right.
Southern California.
That's right.
So went to USC, 6'3", 190, right?
Fine.
So
Perfect.
we're downgrading from
It's not TG,
our
but
current one.
it's fine. It's fine. It's better than 5'7".
Okay.
Keep going.
Let's see. What other stats did I have?
That's it. That's all you got.
Well, I mean, those are the
One
highlights.
year out of high school.
1 year out of high school, he threw 3 passes at USC, completed 1. I mean, he garbage time or
He's
whatever.
1 for 3.
I was reading a little bit more
33%.
about him too. He obviously was never going to start over Caleb Williams, obviously, but it sounded like he had some injuries. He had a surgery on his non-throwing shoulder before the season that kept him out for a while, and then he had some lingering stuff. But I don't know why he transferred USC. I don't know that because he declared he was going to transfer before Miller Moss played that great bowl game. And I don't know if it was made clear to him that, hey, you're in second position going into next year, or if he just didn't like the vibe or what. We don't know. And to your point, Brandon, no recruit, high 4-star, whatever, is ever a guarantee. Everyone knows that, right? But the fact that we were even in the this was the number 1 headline on all the sports sites last night. You know what I mean? Like, Boise State hasn't been a number 1 headline for a long time.
That's a good point.
So, I mean,
That's
just
a really
that
good
in
point.
and of itself. But I mean, I read ESPN.com.
People
whatever.
are talking about us again.
Well, all of a sudden it was like, and there was the lines in most of those articles, but this puts Boise State as the favorite of the group of 5 for the playoff next year.
Have they seen our defense? Here's the deal. Here's what I think.
I want to respond to that.
We don't
about
have.
the defense,
I mean,
but go
we
ahead.
need good defense, but with
It doesn't
really
matter.
good offense.
Listen to me, and then
Bush.
We got, dude. You
listen
love
to
Bush.
this. What do you think that UW is ranked right now in total?
Not good.
Okay, I have
Not
my
good.
own debate on that.
But here
59th.
59 to 49. So it's not great.
They're in the 50s. Middle of the pack.
Yes, and I'm not saying this puts us to that.
I thought
level
it was
at all.
just
I'm talking
pass
about
defense.
G5. No,
Okay.
like total
Overall
defense.
okay.
They're like around 50. And my only argument would be elite. And you could go back a long time, but elite. And I'm not. Again, we don't know if he's going to be elite, but he was the number 1 overall recruit according to ESPN last year. Overall, every position, number 1.
Are you serious?
Yes, according to
Are you
ESPN last
serious?
year. Yes, I'm dead serious.
Why
So
did
he has
come
this
here?
potential.
Why did he come here?
Dude,
Well, there's a
it's
couple
great-
things. His aunt lives here.
His aunt lives here.
His dad is a pastor. We've got Spencer Danielson,
Yeah.
who's religious.
Yes, that actually played a big part,
Wow,
I think. And
that's
Bush Hamden's known him
wild,
since
dude.
7th grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
The stars aligned.
But seriously, they did. But anyways, I mean, if you can have elite quarterback playing college football, it covers up a lot of warts. And we're not going to, I mean, we have a lot of starters back next year. They're starting to make some upgrades, looks like, but I don't think we're not going to be a elite Boise State defense. But if we have far and away, like a great quarterback with Genty, they got another receiver from Indiana today. I think I texted to you guys. His highlight package of 1.5 minutes is better than our entire returning receiving course highlight package over. It is.
It is. Okay, but
I'm just saying that you can, if you're ever going to be excited about any sort of recruiting situation, knowing that you never know how it pans out, this is the one to be excited about. That's my point.
I agree with that. Yeah. I was surprised that more wide receivers didn't pop up on the portal for Boise State
in the last 12
Well, just
hours.
Traditionally, when these types of things happen, you have other recruits that are attracted to that happenings.
We got the Indiana guy.
Yeah, and I think he's.
Okay.
I don't think he's a top whatever. We'll see. I mean, this happened. He committed yesterday. How many more spots do we have? I don't know. But you'd love to. I mean, an elite.
Well, what if you went
an Eric McAllister-ish type of player? You know, a player like that of that caliber.
We don't need much to win enough to beat the group of 5 teams out for the playoff spot. Like we just don't need. I mean, the next year's the next year's schedule. If we beat everybody but Oregon, which is doable. Am I wrong in saying that?
No,
at this point,
Washington State, Oregon State are at home. We should.
We
should win those.
We
games.
should win those games, and then everybody else is a Mountain West team on the road, right? Besides
all
Oregon,
the tough ones. You mean?
Yeah.
All the tough
besides
games?
Oregon.
Yeah. We have no one else that should. I mean, we're not going to go 11. But why not? Why not?
Okay, yeah, well, we could, but I'm saying this year we had UCF, we had Memphis, we had Washington, and it was like, oh, we got a weird, and we don't know who we got, and we're just coming off. Anyway, we should have enough to get in, to beat the group of 5 to get into the playoffs, right? And then can't you build one more year out of that? Can't you get one more year out of that? Because then you say, if we can get our starting quarterback to come back one more time, potentially
he'll be gone, but yeah.
Maybe he'll be gone.
That's fine.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. But then players start coming. And
it
now
builds momentum.
And then you got momentum, and then you got increased money, and then you got whatever. And then you got a chance to get included in the group of the Power 5 when they make the big separation.
Yeah.
Now's the time. We've been yeah.
There's a lot of naysayers, I think. Or a lot of people doubting, speculating, like, hey, we're bringing back the same guys, same coaches.
We are included in that.
Yeah.
I agree.
But you weren't a part of that at all. Don't give me that. Check the tape on that, dude.
Check it. Yeah. Look at your receipts.
Gosh. Dude,
What
but
are you trying to say?
Everybody was like
Yes.
that. Even BJ Raines was like, yeah, kind of worrisome.
I'm pleasantly surprised. And I think
100%.
everybody should be excited. And we never saw this coming.
No.
No one could have ever guessed this.
I thought it was a fake account. So I was on Twitter, was it Thursday or Friday when it came out? And one of the Boise Twitter people responded to Pete Thamel, who had the first tweet. And I was like, that's a fake account. It took me a few minutes to go through, look at the subscribe. Oh, wait, he's got however many thousand. And I was like, no, that's a real account. That's a real tweet that Malachi Nelson's interested in Boise State.
Did you know that name before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
How
never
did
heard
you
of him.
know that
The
name?
top recruit,
Malachi
never
Nelson?
heard of him.
Okay, what? You say that I should know it. I don't.
Well, he was the number. He literally. Yeah,
I don't know who the number one recruit was this year.
He was a big deal because when what's the coach's name at USC? Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
When he left,
You flipped him.
he flipped him, and
Yeah.
Oklahoma fans were super pissed. Not only did he live, but they took the number one recruit in the country with him to USC. It was a big deal a year ago. I mean, it was a big deal. So yes, I remember the name. I do remember the name.
I didn't know who he was, but again, it's just crazy to me. You're looking at this thing and you look at the timeline. So Malachi Nelson enters the transfer portal December 17th.
Okay.
He commits January 6th. Okay. So, I mean, there's just a whole lot of, you think once a guy enters the transfer portal, especially like this, how fast does that, take place? Someone entering and then saying, hey, I'm finding a school. You'd think with somebody that big, I don't know all the pieces that have to move for that to take place. But it's we're sitting, waiting, wondering, hey, what are these coaches going to do? Are we going to have the same look going into next season? Because we have the same coaches. Yes, they got Ashton Genty, which was huge. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it's do we have Mad Dog? Is that who we're riding with? And then you get this, and it's just
I think the problem, too, with Mad Dog was he wasn't going to practice or even play ready. That was a big problem. They've done a really good job, this coaching staff.
Really good job.
But there were no signs.
No.
That's what I want to talk about. Is every other school, it seems like there's leaks. I mean, even the job search, no leaks. And now ultimately it came down to Spencer Danielson, but they keep things really tight at Boise State.
But there's only one media at Boise State.
Pretty much. Yeah.
There's only one media outlet.
He doesn't get a ton of.
And
he doesn't really get a
Shirts
ton
and Skins podcast? Is that who you're?
Bronco, someone else.
BJ Raines is the only media.
They had the scoop. They were at the airport.
BNU was there.
They were at the airport.
Who's BNU?
Bronco Nation updates, I think is what it is.
Oh,
you didn't see their YouTube video?
I saw some pictures.
Malachi at
they
the
were
airport,
super excited,
which is great.
So they said, "Hey guys, everyone get down to the airport. This guy's going to be there." And there was adult men wearing BSU jerseys.
But the video was 10 minutes of them waiting.
Just waiting. And then he shows up and there was woo! It was people was and it was just
you're gonna ruin it.
And
don't blow it.
Afterwards, they were tweeting that was a mistake. They knew it.
Oh,
it was
really?
so funny.
Oh,
They're that was so awkward.
Yeah.
And then Bush Hamden retweeted them and said, "Hey, thanks for coming. That was big time, guys." And they were they felt good. They felt better.
Okay.
But it was super awkward looking.
Oh,
it was funny, but good for them. They're hardcore guys. They're hardcore.
At least they weren't standing outside waiting for him to get off a plane. They were in the airport. So,
well, yeah. I mean, that's a big deal. I didn't know he was number one overall. Hope, and our offensive line seems decent.
4 out of 5 returning starters. I think.
And we got Genty. I actually think our wide receivers could be just as good as any other wide receiver.
Strong.
And our tight end was decent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
back
we
came
should
on
be
louder.
good. Our offense, that's the thing, man.
Didn't we
should
pick
be
up
good.
a running back? Didn't we pick up a portal running back?
No, but they got two like high school kids. I think they're pretty
Okay.
excited about.
Anyway,
We got
Yeah.
Breezy in there.
it's
And
all
Breezy.
we got
I
Breezy.
think Breezy,
Yeah.
a nice little change.
All right.
pace.
Well, anyway, I just think, yeah, that's a big deal.
A huge deal.
It's a huge deal.
Man, it
It's
could
as
be.
big of a deal as we've had in recruiting ever.
How wild is
Does
the
he end up
trans-
being a Kellen? Like, is he only here
No.
for a year and he leaves or whatever? Who knows? But at the moment today, to build momentum, like we're getting talked about again. Like, and then like you see like the players, the BSU players are excited. I mean, they're excited. You know, like they know it's big time. It's a big time deal.
How wild is the transfer portal that this could even happen to us? Like, this is the only way we could get a number one overall recruit.
It's
This is
kinda-
the only way.
We've been really not critical, but like the fear has always been like, oh, our best players are going to leave, right? And I don't know if we focus so much on this other side of it. Like, I mean, I know San Diego State, they got a 4-star quarterback that was a backup at Florida State. He just signed with them a couple weeks ago. Like, I think that, you know, there's a good side of the portal too, for sure. And we're seeing it.
But just
Right?
like basketball,
Omar
dude.
Stanley, dude.
the
Omar.
best players on your team turn out to be portal players. And that goes for everybody. That goes literally for everybody. If you look at Ole Miss, it was wild watching the bowl season. Most of the games I watched were Big Ten versus SEC, which was so odd. But Tennessee had like 4 or 5 of their starters leave to go to Ole Miss.
Ouch.
And so you're talking, it's like this
In
weird
conference.
thing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in conference. And you're like, the best teams have portal players
Yeah, it's
playing
just
for them.
I think it's just a different formula depending on the team. Like Ole Miss has a massive like what's the right word for it? Not a company, but the money,
Collective?
the collective. They have a massive collective that's paying a lot of NIL to these guys that are leaving. They're basically jumping from Tennessee to Ole Miss. That's a lateral move, right? But their collective super strong, right?
Did you see?
Whereas Boise State, yes, we kept Genty. From what I read today online, or like Jay Tust or someone was tweeting, was like he'll probably get like the Taylor Green truck lease and whatever, but NIL was nothing
Not
like
part of the
Genty
deal.
got.
Yeah.
And so it's like the number he got paid last year. I don't know how much.
He
to
got
go to
NIL
USC.
at USC.
Yeah, he got like $1 million or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah.
if it was $1 million, but
It was a lot.
It just says he signed a name, image, and likeness, so NIL deal with a Los Angeles-based hospitality firm shortly after the conclusion of his junior year of high school.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
mean,
serious? Wait, you
he's
can do that in high
making
school?
money.
You can do that in high school?
Anyways, it's so he came.
I don't know.
How does that work?
Dude, sources, Wikipedia.
Oh,
But
all right,
again, I
okay.
mean, you know, I think sometimes we just think, oh, the kids are going to go for the money. Ashton Genty could have made $1 million. They're saying
I wonder if he could.
that's what
Yeah,
they're
who
saying.
knows?
He decided to stay here.
Who's they?
Um,
The word on Twitter?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, not like other random people, but like news personalities. You know,
Did you see the Jimbo Fisher interview with
No.
Barstool?
No.
Should I pull that up?
I don't know. Whatever you think.
He was like, all these guys, all of these media said we spent like $40 million on this recruiting class. That not a single dime. Like, he's like, it may have been less than $1 million that actually got paid out.
Yeah.
And everybody was wrong on that. And he's like, I was going crazy while we were doing the recruiting. They're like,
Oh.
oh,
Saban was calling him out, right?
yeah,
Like, he's like,
everybody.
every-
hit it.
yeah,
He's like,
everyone said
they
that,
didn't
yeah.
get a dime of that money. And so you wonder how much of it's. Let me play. Let me find that.
I don't. It's very odd. I think they're trying to get some sort of uniform thing or some reporting mechanism so that people know and there's a market set because you really don't know. I mean, like you said, and it's a good point. You're like, who's they? Well, the Boise media folks, they're reporting that they're hearing from people. I know Coach Sanford, Mike Sanford Jr., he said that, and he's pretty reputable. Like, he knows football. He knows a lot of the ins and outs and stuff. And he was saying that Genty would have been worth over $1 million in the NIL game. But what I'm getting at is that it's not.
Can I play this when you're done?
Yeah. I'm just saying that I think the fear was, oh man, all these and we'll inevitably sounds like Taylor Green's getting a big time NIL deal. We can talk
Yeah, I
about
wonder
that.
how big that is
Just
because
cra-
I remember the guy came
I
out
read
and
that
said
article.
it.
Did you read that article
Yeah.
I sent? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like their big donor there is like talking about Taylor Green. And he was like really like he didn't realize that he got benched in the middle of the year. Obviously.
know.
He's like, he was the fastest player on their team. He was the Mountain West freshman of the year. He's going to be amazing. He's going to be their center, like mouthpiece for marketing for his big old. He's got car companies and he's got multiple companies.
So
Taylor Green's like the face of this guy's thing down in Arkansas.
So number one, that guy, if you're only looking at the last like 2 games Taylor Green played, hopefully he keeps playing like that, right? And good for and Taylor Green's a good one to get behind.
Sure.
He's a good guy.
He's a good kid. Yeah.
But what happens if he's not playing well? Does it get taken away?
I know. I don't know.
Or does it not get paid out?
I don't know. I don't know any of it. But Nelson's here not because of that. We can, like, there's no way. I mean, there's a lot of other places that wanted him.
See, I'm thinking like the steps, the progression of the transfer portal. If somebody comes in from like a lower Power 5 school, right? And then they see, hey, maybe they see Talon leave and get some NIL money. And they're like, I'm going to transfer to Boise State, use it as a launch pad.
Sure. Maybe. Yeah,
but
maybe.
He came from the top.
USC.
He came from USC, and now he's coming to us. So you kind of wonder about motives and, what's driving him here. Just, I don't know. Pretty interesting.
Can I play
I hope
this?
he stays.
I just think NIL is different.
Yeah.
This is 50 seconds.
We got him for at least a year, right? While we got Genty.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Jimbo Fisher.
The college football chains don't lie. I'm going to write a book on this one day. I'm going to write a book. And now, I wish, when he wrote those numbers, I said, my God, where's it at? I wish that would have happened.
Yeah.
I really had all that. I mean, I'm going to tell you this. The amount of NIL deals at A&M at that time in all sports combined, he said our class was $35 million. There was less than $1 million. There was right at $1 million for all sports combined.
Yeah.
Those, that's what upset me so much about it is that not that, all right, you can insinuate all those things have always been said, guys, Bob, but you were insinuating the families of it. And I'm telling you, that was as far from the truth as anything was ever out there. And here's the big thing. All of the media went and ran with that story as truthful without ever checking it. And I'm talking about the big dogs.
Well,
I'm talking about all the people we regarded as highly respected guys that college football chains don't lie.
Well,
I'm gonna write.
I do think that these things catch fire. Fake information catches fire on social media or online, and it goes wild, and these get blown way out of proportion. And I almost think it inflates the NIL market.
Probably. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's like, oh, this guy's getting paid that. No way to confirm that. No way to verify that with anybody.
So true.
And then the guy goes to Arkansas and he's like, well, I got to pay Talon $1 million because I'm sure somebody else is going to get paid $1 million.
That's what I've heard the value is.
And then Jimbo Fisher's like, that didn't happen at all. Not even close. Not even close. And these students, they don't have any way of forcing that deal to go through. If they start playing bad and this is paid out over time, and if it's a handshake agreement, these players, like, how are you going to force them to pay you?
I don't know.
You can't sue them. You can't go to a labor board. You can't do any of that.
True, but I think, so for example, I was under again, this is all like hearsay.
You have no idea.
I don't. I was under the impression that
contracts,
Ashton
though?
Genty literally signed something with the collective.
Okay.
Literally signed it.
I would think that if I'm going to offer that much money to somebody, I'm going to get a contract, right? There's got to be some type of binding agreement.
I think to your point that's how it was 2 years ago. I think it's become a little bit, I don't know. But we don't know.
That was like the number one recruiting class ever.
Yeah.
Of like all time.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 years ago.
And he's lost his job since then.
And he's lost his job since then. He got paid, but $35 million was the
reported amount.
Reported amount.
Not verified.
Not even close to even coming.
It's interesting. And also a good point that the highest rated recruiting class of all time, what'd they go, 7-5 or something the last 2 years?
Yeah, they got killed.
It's not all about recruiting.
Who knows how much Malachi actually got paid?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? All I know is he was widely regarded. He could have picked anywhere. Like his offer list out of high school was everyone.
Everyone.
It was literally Alabama, Georgia, USC,
LSU,
Oklahoma, Texas, everyone.
Yeah, everybody.
He had his pick. And so the fact that he's here 1 year later, I don't care what happened last year. It's not like everybody missed on him that bad and he's not a good player. I don't know why he's here.
You wonder
I
what
don't
the
really
big
care
poll
why
was,
he's here.
right?
I don't really care. But he's here.
Dude, Genty did so much for Taylor Green.
Well, I think so.
And I wonder if they were looking at Genty like, man, he can carry the load for a lot of these, for Malachi and set him up to throw it 18 to 21 times.
Think about it from Genty's perspective now. Last year, he was I mean, Taylor Green's running threat helped Genty, I do believe. But the fact that they weren't super scared of him throwing the ball hurt him, right?
Oh, they packed
And
the
now
box.
if you get somebody that legitimately is a legit threat throwing the ball, dude, our offense might be really,
Especially
should be really, really good.
when you got the mad genius Bush Hamden.
The mad genius.
Coin
mad
that term. The
scientist?
mad scientist. The genius scientist that's mad. I just
With
think
the nice hair.
well, he's got great hair, he's got great looks, he's got firm
Good
body,
complexion.
all that stuff. I just
Firm, rock hard.
I mean,
body.
really, you have to have a good enough defense to beat.
You gotta be good
Well,
enough.
we got a new cornerback, right?
We did.
Corner
Yeah.
from
Cal.
Hey, Dalmas is staying.
Dalmas.
That's a big deal.
My
You-
former neighbor.
Might make a change.
Was he your neighbor?
Yeah, in Meridian.
Oh, he was a kid at the time.
He was a little kid playing soccer.
Yeah.
A lot to look forward to. That's good.
Yeah. I mean,
Does it?
Again.
What does it do to season tickets? Do you
they
think
have to go up.
they have to?
It's a good home season schedule too.
Great schedule. Great schedule.
And we did bad this year, and we sold out a lot of tickets.
I think is 6 games, 6 sellouts? That's possible.
Oh yeah,
That's totally possible.
Totally possible.
It
We
should
did
happen.
it this year. Didn't
Yeah.
we do it this year?
No, not technically.
Not technical
No.
sellouts, but
They were close. It was closer.
attendance numbers were very high.
It was best. Yeah, they should next year. They really should with the schedule and what we have coming back and what we have coming in. Excitement level has to be like my excitement level for football season in the last 3 days is.
Who was
through
the?
the roof.
This is going to be a dumb
It
question.
was kind of like whatever.
Well, you go through like stupid bowl season,
yeah.
and it's dumb.
Can we talk about
Yeah,
bowl
let's
season?
talk about bowl season.
I want to talk about bowl
It
season.
sucks.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
I honestly think you should
Dude.
get rid of it.
Yes.
Why? Why are we playing these stupid exhibition
They're
games?
dumb.
And I saw Reese Davis talk about it. And Reese is like, hey, look, these are exhibition games. They're never meant to be anything of importance. And I think with the BCS system, we gave them importance because we're like, oh, this bowl game is higher profile
Mhm.
and could pay you out more, maybe. But at this point, the only games that matter are the 4 games of the playoff.
Yes.
Not even the
Not
New
even-
York Six,
no.
the New Year's
Year
Six.
No, I agree. I don't care about those ones.
Yeah, I don't care. I will say, yeah, I get it.
If,
but
I
just
guess
as a
if we
counterpoint,
were in it, I would care.
As a counterpoint,
Would you care?
when you watch
Yeah.
the
Don't
games, okay, when you and I didn't like sit and watch a ton of these games, but I will say a lot, especially a lot of the lower tier ones, to be honest. Yeah, there's some opt outs or whatever, but the guys that are actually playing, there's actually a lot of emotion and excitement going on. Like, I don't know, it seemed like the ones that are actually playing are having a good time, and it's
Good.
you know,
Yeah, good for them.
Well, yeah. So what's
Don't
what's
put it
wrong
on
with
TV.
it? What's wrong with people are watching though? There's more people
know.
watching
Because what else
Boise
are they
State
going to
UCLA
watch?
than any NBA game all year.
But
No
That's
way.
why. Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Well, the NBA, sorry,
No one-
the NBA
they
is
still-
garbage. I don't
people
watch
wa-
the NBA.
NBA is garbage.
It is.
I agree, 100%. People watch football, man. People watch life.
What's
That's
the
why they're
point?
not going anywhere.
What's the point of a bowl game? What's the point of BSU versus UCLA?
From whose perspective?
Yours.
From mine? Just to win a
something to
bowl game,
watch.
have a chance to win a P5 game. Yeah, which we lost, but it's one more game.
Can they move them to
You
the
only have
beginning
so
of the
many
year if they're
games.
exhibition games?
You
Can
only
they
have so
do
many
them in
games. Like, I don't know. I
September?
don't have a problem with them. For the coaches, I think
Mark's wrong, by the
Here's
way.
the deal. The coaches the timing's odd
the
because
timing
it's
is horrible.
It's
With the transfer,
Transfer
portal,
portal.
and the recruiting. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
and so the
That's what
coaches
makes it
are
suck.
half
Yes.
committed. The players are half committed.
No, I
you
get
know,
it.
the people that you love watching are not
Aren't
committed.
playing. Yeah.
Because that Ohio State game was awesome.
Oh, dude, that was
So
brutal
good.
for them. That was brutal for them. And you know,
It
and
was
so
bad. It was ugly.
did you just spit
Yeah,
all over
like,
your face? I just who was our this is gonna be a dumb question,
Your
but
new
who was our
shirt got... Oh.
dude? Who was our quarterback that
Dispersal.
played in it again? What was his name? Who was
CJ.
our Fulton?
CJ Tiller?
Tiller.
dude.
Dude.
He's got to be.
Colt.
He's in a tough spot now because
He's
he
in
was
tough-
going to get
Yeah.
He's the
first
same-
reps the
he's
whole
the same
year.
as Malachi, too. So
He's going to be in a tough spot.
you wonder.
I don't know. Like I wasn't interested in any bowl game, not even the New Year's Six.
No.
Watching Oregon Liberty
that was
was
horrible.
atrocious.
I didn't watch it.
Liberty.
It was so bad, dude.
Dude.
Liberty was so outmatched.
Oh,
and then
it
the
looked so bad.
minute it got over, their quarterback's like, "I'm out." And now
Yeah.
you just think what BSU did, or what TCU did, what BSU did especially, is almost impossible to do nowadays. You almost cannot replicate what BSU did because you're going to lose.
We'll see in the playoff next year.
Well,
If that changes it, now that there's a legit shot at the playoff, let's see if that changes.
okay, but the point being,
do you think the fact that there's a 12-team playoff coming next year had any impact on Malachi Nelson signing? Or do they even care? Do they even care about the playoff?
He's saying he has
they
a
just
better.
want to get to the NFL somehow.
Do you think he's wondering, does he have a better shot with Boise State than he had with USC to make it to the playoff?
Oh, just that he picked
that's a good
Boise
point.
State as opposed to anybody else, as opposed to another Power 5. Miami was supposedly in the running for him.
But if you have a shot at USC to be their quarterback, which
I think he did, yeah.
I looked at their roster. They had a BYU guy. That's Jake Jensen, his name was on the roster. I don't know how good he is. They had another guy. But it's like he would have competed for the starting spot.
Yeah.
But do you look at it and say, do I have a better shot at Boise State to get there? I don't know.
But does it even matter? Do they really? I
Does
mean,
he
I know
just
the
want the
kids that are
reps
playing on the team, like right now, Boise State players right now are like, yeah, we want to make the playoff. But like when you're making decisions, like I'm going to transfer here, I wonder how much that plays
you
into
know,
it.
Jaden Daniels,
Yeah.
the Heisman winner, he didn't play in the bowl game.
Right.
I don't know why, but he
Because he's going
transferred.
to the NFL.
Well, he transferred from Arizona State.
Right.
Why did he go to LSU?
I don't know. My guess is that he felt like he would get, I don't know, he won the Heisman, so he felt like he was going to get developed. I think ultimately the end goal is still the NFL.
Okay.
And so he felt like the quarterback coaching there was going to be better than ASU was a total mess. Herm Edwards.
Yeah,
that
it
whole
was for sure.
situation.
I just wonder
Freaking
if I'm a quarterback.
Antonio Pierce, illegal, this, that.
If I'm a quarterback, I want to go to a place I have a 90% chance of starting and playing every game.
That's what
You
they
have to. You almost have to guarantee that, because if you transfer away again, now you're almost like I'm almost giving away my college experience, because now your second run, you couldn't start at the last place.
Yeah.
How do you know you're going to start at the next place?
Yeah.
And so I get like going to Miami, you just don't know what you're going to get. You have no idea what you're going to get, but you know you have a really good chance at Boise State.
If he can't, and nothing, no offense to this going to come. If he can't beat out Mad Dog, he's not an NFL
He
quarterback.
already did beat him out, Mark. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's done.
I mean,
Not that Mad Dog's bad, but
no, Mad Dog's fine. But if his goal, Malachi now 5-star from 7th grade, he's getting recruited. His goal is the NFL. If he can't beat out what we got at Boise State right now, he's probably not an NFL quarterback.
when you look back at the season, Taylor Green was missing pretty wide open short throws.
Yes.
Can we just acknowledge that?
That did happen.
several times.
Several times there was like 10-yard curls where the wide receiver wouldn't even try because he thought it was to somebody else.
No.
Am I wrong
It's
there?
like 10 feet over his head.
It was legitimately wrong. You remember that. I'm not sure. It's not a joke to me.
I remember like
I
the
do remember
UCF
that.
game.
That said, I
I'm
was
just
upset
saying.
when he transferred.
Totally. I'm just saying,
Yes.
if Talon had been playing the same way all year that he played the last few games,
Mhm.
specifically the Mountain West Championship game, then his NFL stock would have skyrocketed
Yeah. And
because of his physical abilities.
Mhm.
And then like just the raw potential that they say is 6'6", fast guy
Mhm.
with somewhat accurate arm. And what I'm saying is if Malachi Nelson was the starting quarterback this year and could make the basic throws that Talon was missing most of the year, our offense would have been drastically different.
Yeah.
yeah.
We beat Memphis.
Yes.
We beat
We beat
Those
UCF.
yeah.
We beat
Colorado
Colorado
State.
State. We beat
Yeah.
Fresno. We
Yeah.
beat a lot of these teams.
Yeah.
And he's all of a sudden like rolling.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's a winnable place that you can go.
It is. It
and
is.
then if you pair that, if the NFL's like, wow, he's a number 1 overall pick, he did great here. He had a bad situation at USC that wasn't really great, but he did amazing here. Then he's got a good shot at getting.
Yeah. That's
into the
awesome.
NFL.
And it makes sense. It's just like still like, well, geez, that makes why don't we get more of these? Why don't we have more of these, you know?
I do think the one thing you miss out on is the big game experience that you're going to get at these other colleges.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're Gatlin Blair, that wide receiver from Burley,
Yeah.
and you go over and watch Michigan versus Ohio State,
Yeah.
and then you come to Boise State and watch them play at home Air Force, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, that's just a different experience. Like,
Yeah.
It's got to lend more credibility to Dickey's decision, right?
Yes.
Firing Avalos and going with Danielson. It just like, okay, it makes sense now. We've hit some home runs. We're on the right track. He said we were gearing up for the playoff, and it really feels like it. So hats off to him. And
So, yeah, 100%. I
Yeah.
mean, because here's the thing is, if you would have said, what's the goal for the offseason? You would have said, okay, keep your best players and bring in add in a few where you have some holes, right? We lost Taylor Green, but I mean, on paper, Malachi Nelson's a lot better quarterback.
Did we know this beforehand before Talon left?
Get out of here.
No,
we
and we're like,
didn't.
But I'm just saying that he's Spencer Danielson has hit a home run so far in the offseason. They kept Bush. They got a 5-star quarterback. They got a receiver, a corner, a receiver, and now a D end. All the holes that we talked about a couple weeks ago on this show. Like, they're doing it all.
Can I tell you
Home
something?
run so
Can
far.
I tell you something?
Home run,
Like,
yeah.
I was really down on Boise State and college football in the last couple of weeks. Can I tell you why? Some of the assistants in like the SEC are making $2.5 million,
Really?
double what our head coach is making.
Really? I didn't know they were up that high.
Yeah,
I knew that Grubb
the
was making, like,
Washington,
two.
the Washington
OC.
OC is making.
He's making $2 million.
Yeah, and Alabama wanted that guy to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And I think, I thought it was 2.5, but it may be 2. But he's making double. And it's, with that, do we have, the only way we have a shot is if we start getting some of the TV money that they're getting. I mean,
And we've talked about this. Is that even possible? Who knows? But the only chance is to get into a playoff. Maybe 2 out of the next 3 years or whatever it is. That's our only shot. Because all the other stuff, I mean, size, market, blah blah blah, all these other things have kept us out. And maybe it's still not enough, but that's our only chance.
If you got to think big picture, could this lead to more? I mean, conference realignment's going to happen.
Yep.
Is there room for us if we get on the right track to get in
with
somewhere?
relegation, here's the deal. If we go to a playoff, we're going to play the 3rd ranked team, right?
No. We'll play the 5th. We'll probably be the
Got
12th.
a shot.
We absolutely would
telling
have
me
a
got a
shot.
shot.
Chance, man.
Dude, it's different. If you're a 12 seed, you don't have to play the 1 seed.
Because they get a bye.
Because they get
They
a
get a
bye.
bye. You're playing
so the
on
first
the
4
road.
teams. The first
You're
4
playing
teams.
on the road.
It's not a neutral site.
The first round's home team of the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th teams.
So we're going to play somebody from the SEC.
probably or the Big Ten
or the Big Ten.
on the
at
road.
home. So you
Who
got to do something
cares?
big.
Who cares? Just get there. At this point, just get there.
Yeah.
Just
All
get
right,
there.
why not?
Yeah, okay.
At least you're not playing the 1 team.
I mean,
Yeah,
in
you
our
have no
minds-
chance. You have no
And what
chance
for
you're
the
playing
11
1 team.
seed? Then we
In
play
my
the
mind,
6th.
we're already there. We did it.
We're closer than we were 3 days ago. I will say that. We really did.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, it's interesting. I still